And we don't know what McQuarrie told him. And according to the report, all he said was fondling and some sexual
that's
activity.
Enough to say, let's go. Let's pack our bags or
well,
whatever.
That's enough to say, according to the law, that was enough to say, let's bring these school officials involved because you guys are trained to determine whether or not to bring in all these police officials. I mean, they're trained to address these kind of issues. Paterno isn't trained for that, and nor is he considered the authorized agent on behalf of the school to bring that in. And you got Curley here, according to the indictment. Curley was pretty much overseeing the university police. So I mean, in all technicality, he informed university police officials.
Yeah, he took those steps. Now, at the same time, after everything was over with their so-called investigation, Sandusky was allowed back in the facility. He was still on the field during game days, watching the game, giving his advice and opinions to players and colleagues that were on the field.
But we're not dealing with the college football players. I mean, the second mile is something separate than.
Well, to me, it doesn't matter because you're still around people, which is going to cause you to be around children. Because there are college.
So by letting him sit in the stands, Joe Paterno needs to be terminated?
Letting him be on the field because this guy.
Well, we assume he was on. We don't know if he was on the field after the incident. He retired in '99.
He retired, but he was allowed to be on the field to watch the game, stand on the field, right on the sidelines with other players,
with other college football players. I mean, those weren't the issues.
But he was allowed back, and Paterno had the control to say, "Hey, I don't want this guy around my players, around my staff. I don't want any."
So because commotion. He didn't say, I don't want him around my players, we're going to fire him?
The thing is, he never said anything about it. He kept it
He
hush.
said something. He went to the school officials. He did what he was required to do by statutory and according to the employment handbook. So he's good. I mean, he's at least good for the requirements. Again, yes, he should have done more. He agrees he should have done more, but he just wasn't required to do more. So now we're terminating him.
So do you think he would have did more if that was his 10-year-old grandson?
Probably.
Or do you think he would have said, well, I'm just going to go
to the board? He definitely probably would have done more. But again, we're not terminating him because he didn't go 5, 6, 7 hoops. We're terminating him because he only did what was required. And I don't think that's fair.
But if his protege came to him and told him of these acts, he had a choice to go with him to the authorities, or he could have himself told the authorities, I know someone who's seen these horrible acts firsthand. And he could have took the initiative to go himself. I mean, there was plenty of things that he could have done.
He could have done that. But again, the officials, they were charged by statute and by the employer handbook to go to the police and to report it. If they had done what they were supposed to do, what they were required to do, Joe Paterno would be fine. He'd still be playing. Penn State might not even have as much exposure as they're having now. And this wouldn't even be an issue.
But you have to stand up. You have to take charge sometime, and you have to stand up. I mean, you can't sit here and continuously hear about different things that are going on, because even after the first incident, after the incident with McQuarrie, there's been others. And locker rooms talk. Everybody knows what goes on in the locker room.
Well,
and you're not gonna escape.
Well, then
that.
Again, we need to broaden up who to blame. If everybody knows what's going on in the locker room, then everyone in that locker room needs to be accountable.
There's a lot of people to blame. There's a lot of people in that facility.
But I'm saying, unless you're gonna blame them all, don't try to point the finger at one person and put all that on them. That's not fair.
Well, we're not trying to put all the blame on him, but he is the face of that organization. He built that brand. He built it based off integrity, hard work, honesty. And he's a leader. He's supposed to be a fighter, a winner. And those type of people take charge, especially in times when things aren't going right and they're wrong. And morally, you do have a responsibility. Me, you, everybody. And he did not fulfill his moral responsibility, along with others. Now, he is the biggest name, so obviously he's going to get all the attention, all the publicity. But the reality is he failed, right along with everyone else.
Well, thank you, JR, for coming in. And I want to hear what you guys, our listeners, think. Should Joe Paterno have been terminated for his actions in this case, in the Sandusky case? Tweet me at Regina_Sun. Love to know what you think. Penn State is definitely under fire right now. Will probably be charged civilly for these crimes. But I just want to know what you guys think. Should he have been terminated? Should Coach Paterno have been terminated for his involvement in this Sandusky scandal? Thanks so much for listening, and that is today's Legal Moment.